welcome to WBA's new fiscal year for our 2022-23 fiscal year. Joining me is our brand new chairman, inducted today or installed into office today, Dan Peterson, who is president and CEO of the Stevenson National Bank and Trust in Marinette, Wisconsin. Dan will be our board chair through May 31st of 2023. So congratulations, Dan. Excited. I'm certainly looking forward to working with you. The whole team is. But why don't we, for the membership's benefit, just get to know you a little bit better. Why don't you first tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got interested in the banking industry?
Well, thank you, Rose. First of all, thank you. I want to say thank you to every one of you for supporting me as the board chair. I'm excited about this next year, as well as Rose is. So, a little bit about myself. First of all, I grew up in the Green Bay area and went to St. Norbert College and was fortunate enough to meet my wife there. And we got married right out of college, and I began my career as a lending officer at a finance company. And we started in the Milwaukee area. I worked for the finance company about 2 years, and then I landed in Marinette managing an office up there, and that's when I went to work at the Stevenson National Bank and Trust. And I've been there ever since. So I've been at the bank for about 34.5 years now. And kind of climbed the ladder there, went through all the different lending platforms, and eventually became the president and CEO at the Stevenson National Bank about 8 years ago. My wife and I live in Marinette. We've lived there for the past 34 years. We have 2 children. They both went to St. Norbert College as well. They're both married, and we are lucky to have 6 grandchildren and 1 on the way. So we're excited about that.
Yeah, that is very exciting. And as you and your wife both almost proudly say, you're one of the very few bankers that does not golf, right? You're more of a hunter and a fisherman.
Yes, you know, when we moved to Marinette, I realized that I moved to heaven in my mind because there's so much opportunity to enjoy the outdoors up there. We have the waterfront, and we were fortunate to live at the end of a dead-end road. We've been there for about 4 years now, and we have a lot of property to manage and maintain. And I enjoy that type of thing. So yeah, I like the hunting and the fishing, and I do participate in golf outings if I can drive the beverage cart, but yeah. Beyond that, I'm not much of a golfer.
Well, everyone's happy to see the beverage cart, so
yes,
that's
correct.
Awesome. Yeah, well, why don't we talk a little bit about your priorities for the association for the year ahead? What are you most focused on for us?
Well, I'd like to continue to deepen member engagement of the Wisconsin Bankers Association. You know, we have a lot of things that happen here at the WBA, whether it's education or advocacy. The foundation does a lot of great things, so I just think it's important for us as bankers to really support the WBA and take advantage of things like the engagement center here at the newly remodeled office in Madison. If you haven't been to the office since the remodeling, I would encourage you to please take a few minutes or some time and come and do a self-tour or talk to one of the staff, and I'm sure they'll give you a tour. So I just think as members of the WBA, we owe it to the organization because they provide so many benefits to us as bankers. Mm-hmm. And I would really like to see the member engagement continue to increase over the next year.
Well, and our engagement center certainly hosts a lot of education programs during the year, but bankers are also welcome to use it for a board meeting or a planning session. If you'd like to get away, you can certainly come and use the building for that reason as well. So we always love to have our members here and interact with them for sure. So the banking industry in the state, I think, is again continues to be in a really strong position and has been for many, many years. The economy in Wisconsin is doing well. What do you see as the greatest strengths of the banking industry in Wisconsin?
Well, when I think back with my 34 years in the industry, I have to say that our ability to adapt and change and meet our customers' needs and remain relevant for our customers is, I think, one of our continued biggest or largest strength in our industry. It's truly a wonderful industry to work in. We continue to help people in many ways all over the state of Wisconsin, and you know, we just have the ability to adapt to the changing industry. You know, I think back to the pandemic not that many months ago when we were starting to launch the PPP program and all the changes we had to make, and to get those funds in the hands of our borrowers. We adapted quickly and we were nimble, and I just think that's one of the biggest strengths that I have seen over my time in the banking industry.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, and it is these times of crisis where that's really evident to the community how important their bankers are and how helpful that you all are as well. So, well, thank you very much for agreeing to serve as chair. It really is a commitment for you to be able to step away from the bank and do this on behalf of the industry. And we all at WBA look forward to your leadership and some fun during the course of the next year. So thank you very much, Dan.
All right, thank you, Rose.
Yep, pleasure.